2025, it's the golden age of information, but we have amused ourselves to death. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these notifications have absolutely ruined our focus. And today, I want to break this down in this video. So in the 1980s, Neil Postman wrote an amazing book, Amusing Ourselves to Death. And he said that the shift from written books to mass media has literally changed the world. And he gives a very nice examples of the American early culture. So in the 19th century, there was a famous Lincoln-Douglas debate, and that lasted for more than 3 hours. The opening statement was actually for 1 hour. And then in the 1960s, there was Kennedy and Nixon debate. That lasted for 1 hour. And the opening statement was 8 minutes. And Neil Postman says that the shift was because people started to read less and less. Before that, the reason why they could grasp and listen and watch the entire lectures for 3 hours was because they were reading books. They were able to follow the long chain of thought. But in the 20th century, that thought started to shrink because they were more and more watching the content on media. And as a result, the book reading became more and more outdated. But now in 2025, Neil Postman isn't alive, but there was another guy, Nicholas Carr. He wrote a book, The Shallow, and he says that the entire internet experience is designed to be more and more chaotic. It's a very hostile experience because every time you get notifications, every time you click on your smartphone, you tend to hit instant gratification. There are millions of videos and posts waiting for you, and so as a result, your attention is just gone. And when you're reading books, it needs your attention. You got to pay that attention to the books. But here, through a smartphone, social media, it steals your attention. And that's why there are actually big companies and scientists who are working 24/7 to make you stay at that platform. And as a result, the more and more you consume the content, the more and more money they make. So the more you watch this video, the more money I make. Right now, I don't. Anyways, this problem is apocalyptic because never in the history of humanity we've seen people getting bored all the time. Because back in the past, boredom was a good thing. Right now, boredom is horrible. It's bad. And that's why people, whenever they get bored, they open up their smartphones and they go through TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, everything. And as a result, they get more and more bored. As a result, they get more and more negative. As a result, they get more and more sadistic. So that's been a real problem. And an alternative, a great option to overcome this problem would be to turn off your smartphone. Go for long morning walks. Make sure that you take a long breaks of your smartphone. Do not use your smartphone every now and then. There is no need of it. There are thousands of researchers. There was a recent study made in Harvard. They said that nearly 50% of the young folks who use social media, whenever they do one thing, they think about 5 other things. That's why Steve Jobs never let his kids use iPad. And similarly is the story with Mark Zuckerberg, who never let their kids use Facebook or smartphones. And that's a real evidence stories. And just think about how this is ruining your life. You have to get off this. Make sure that you are not digitally consuming this content all the time. Because at the end of the day, what matters is your true, deep, analytical thoughts. And those thoughts have to be honed. And for it to be honed, it needs proper reading. It needs to follow a long chain of thought. That's it. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.